Welcome to the Shark Bite Show. I am here with Micah. Hi, Micah.
Hi,
How are you
Nick.
doing?
Good.
Thank you for hopping on with me. Our both terrible scheduling made this take longer than I'd like it to, but we're here. We're gonna do it. So, Micah, who are you, dude? Tell me and the rest of the people at the gym who are gonna listen to this, like who you are.
Um, well, I'm Micah. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Fort Myers, born and raised.
Mhm.
Physical therapist here in Fort Myers. I did my graduate school training at FGCU, so I got my doctoral degree in PT from FGCU. Um, I played volleyball and softball from the time I was in high school, and then I played softball in college. So I'm a college athlete all the way through. That's basically me. It's a simple.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, so what brought you to Shark Bite Fitness for the first time? What got you in here with us?
So Nick Havish's wife, Stephanie, and I used to work together. Um, and she's been asking me for a while to come to, know, uh, it was something that it was like a bad word um, in my book at that time, and I was just like, no, people get hurt doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm done with the gym. And she finally asked me to, go to a bring a friend day, and a bunch of my other coworkers were going. There was like five of us that were going, so I got peer pressured into it. Came to one bring, and I signed up literally that the next day. Um, for so great, welcoming, and I wanted more.
Cool. Can you remember your first workout?
No. I know friend day there was a lot of squatting, there was some push-ups, it was just so much fun. I don't even remember the workout, but I know I got a really good sweat in, and just had a lot of fun working out with my pals.
Yeah. What was going through your head before you came in, and then like what was different after you had that first workout?
I just, misconceived notions about what like CrossFit was, or what this type of like gym style workout with classes was like. Not really knowing what to go into, and Steph was like, your expectations from this and bring it down to here. She was like, you're overthinking it, and I was, because I was expecting heavy weights and people doing backflips and just the crazy athletes, which we have crazy athletes at the gym, but not everyone is a crazy athlete, and men do that, and that's fine. And that's kind of what attracted me to the gym. Was there was people in that workout like Val that were doing an insane amount of work, and we're doing crazy things, and going through the workout so fast, and then there was other people there that were doing their own thing, going at their own pace, and everyone was being cheered on as they did that workout. So I really like that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Val's awesome. She makes the rest of us feel like weak, but not bad. So that's
Exactly.
cool.
And that's for everyone. Shark bite, like, Ryan Peterson is this crazy athlete. He can do weird stuff on the ropes and the rig, and you know you get even close to doing anything like a pull up, and he's like, yeah, you got it. So close, we're almost there.
Yeah, you missed Ryan trying to do a backflip off the rope yesterday. We had to keep talking him out of that.
I know he flip around, and I was like, I can't watch him break an arm.
um, what's been your like proudest moment since getting back into fitness? Because it's been a year and a half, 2 years now. How long has
It's
it been?
almost 2 years. In June it'll be two.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, so many things. I've done so many things that I didn't think that I would ever do, or have, the courage to do, or the ability to do. Um, before I sprained my wrist, I I hit my PR clean, which I'd been working on for months and months and months, trying to get that extra 5 pounds, and I hit it, and I was like, yes. But I did the Savage race, which that's the type of thing that I never thought I was gonna be able to do, like the obstacle
Mhm.
courses like that, where I was like, no, that's for these super crazy fit athletes, and that was not something that I was ever imagining I could do, and I got peer pressured into it, and I'm glad I did. um, yeah, I succumbed to peer pressure easily.
Yeah, I was
um,
gonna say we've noticed a trend here. You succumb to positive peer pressure really well.
very, you know, did reindeer games, did the shark bite intramural last year and this year, and just stuff like that. Like, I never had the like confidence in myself to be able to do that kind of stuff, and just going from you know before the gym with my confidence and now is it's a lot better. It's so much better. So just that kind
That's
of
so
stuff.
cool to hear.
Marathon, like,
Yeah, that's so cool to hear. You also had like a pretty big weight loss journey, right?
I did. So when I first started at Shark Bite, I was well over 220 pounds, and it well even more than that. I was pushing 230 pounds. That was, and was wearing baggy clothes to kind of hide it and disguise it, so I didn't look as big as I was, but I was. And now I'm down 50 pounds, so I'm right at 180. So, and maintain.
Yeah.
Now it's gone up a little bit, but the like my pant size and everything has gone down. So that's, muscle weighs more than fat, and I have to remind myself of that all the time, that I'm not the number on the scale, and I've gotten stronger, gotten more toned, which has been the ultimate goal after the weight loss stuff. Like, of
Mhm.
course, it's always a goal, but getting stronger and toning up and feeling better about myself where I am in my weight loss journey, that's everything.
Yeah, that's first off, like you've heard me say this privately, but it was so cool to watch that happen. But like it is so cool to hear people recognize that like the number on the scale is not the most valuable piece of data. In fact, it's oftentimes like a very low level piece of data, but the way you feel, the way you look, the way your body's performing are like significantly better markers for where you're at, right?
Yeah. And as someone in the healthcare, profession, BMI is not everything. I'm a huge fan of Alona Mayer. She's the rugby player that went really viral during the Olympics. She's got a BMI over 35 and is an insane athlete. So BMI, weight, none of that. It's just an arbitrary number that was made up so many years ago, that it does have value, but it's not the end all be all. And that's,
Mm.
something I had to like reteach myself, because even in the medical field, like, I mean, like I said, when I first started out before the gym, I was weighing myself all the time and would get so down on myself for what that number said. And it didn't really, it mattered, but it didn't really matter.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Like it matters, right? Like if a lot of goals are benefited by weighing less than you previously weighed, but that's not like the most important thing. The most
Right.
important thing is one, how do you feel and how is your body feeling on a daily basis? And then two, like what are you actually looking for? I know that I feel like we very often have to speak to women when they come in, like our newer members who are women, and sort of educate that mindset because sadly you guys have just kind of been beaten in the head with like way less, way less, way less. But oftentimes it doesn't result in the look anyone's going for anyway, you know?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Um, what like you talked about your confidence level, right? Like what are some spaces outside of the gym where you've noticed that change, like because of how much more confident you are now?
No, the biggest one is, so I have my lovely boyfriend Keelan, who I love dearly. I've never been the person to go up to the opposite sex ever. Like, I would never approach a guy in my entire life. And I just, Keelan and I met at a mutual friend's wedding. And granted, this friend was already like, I think you guys would be a good match. But I was like waiting for him to make the move. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I look fine. I look good. I'm going to go up to this guy and I'm just going to dance next to him and make him talk to me. And I would have never done that before in my entire life. Meanwhile, I have rhabdo. I can't lift my arms. It's 24 hours, 4 hours. Like, I can't raise my arms, but I'm going to go talk to this guy because I know I look good in this.
That's so cool. And Keelan is, he's a good looking dude. So I can understand
Yeah.
the being a little nervous there. He's a
Yeah,
pretty guy.
6'5", good looking
Yep.
snazzy.
Um, if you were talking to somebody else, like who was scared to start in the gym, it can be ours or anyone else's. Like if they're at that point where they're like, I know I probably need to get into this, but I'm nervous about it. What would you tell them? What are some thoughts that you put in their head?
I mean, everyone's there for the most part to achieve the same goal, to work out, to have fun, to better themselves. You could be starting from the lowest of the low, or as an athlete that's just moving to a different gym. Everyone's there for the same reason, and no one's going to look down at someone or shouldn't look down at someone for trying to better themselves. So if you have someone if you go to a gym like at around the clock and someone puts you down, that's their problem. That's not yours. And that probably says more about them than it does the person who's trying to make themselves better. But for the most part, just get out there and do it. I mean, whether you start, 5 classes a week or you start with just a couple, like it doesn't really matter as long as you get going.
That's cool. If you were a wrestler and you had to come out to a theme song, what would it be?
Oh my God, that's so hard. The first one that came to mind immediately, and I don't know why, is Welcome to the Jungle. I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know why. But like as a pitcher in college, my walkout song was AC/DC TNT.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I can see that one for sure. Um, okay, we had when I had Coach John on here, he wouldn't pick one, so I picked a Britney Spears song for him.
Oh, I think Brittany, Hit Me Baby, great one for John.
Yeah, that seems aligned. Um, can you think of like what is your favorite like fitness moment you've had in the last 2 years? It could be in the gym or out of the gym, but what was your favorite like? I cannot believe how cool this is, or I feel accomplished, or I'm so proud of what just happened.
My first half marathon. Yeah.
Why is that?
um,
Why did that one feel so good?
it was so fun because I granted I'm a college athlete, like I've said before, but I've never been a runner ever. I hate running. Um,
Mhm.
and that was just something that I was like, I want to do this before I turn 30, even if I just do it once, and started training for it. Kind of fell in love again with running because when I was a college athlete, it was treated as a punishment. So I had a very negative connotation with running. Um, but like crossing the finish line at my first half marathon, was the coolest thing. So I was like, I wasn't ever going to be able to do this or thought I could ever do this, and finished in a pretty decent time. So
That's so cool. Good thing
yeah,
you like running now because we're starting all of our High Rocks training stuff very soon.
I'm so good.
Yeah, if you don't like running, you're not going to like that. But if you do, you'll like it quite a bit.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. One really important question, and this will probably be the one that we end on. If
Mm-hmm.
you had to challenge Coach Val to a workout and you had to beat her, or you got pushed off a cliff or something, what are you picking?
God, does it have to be an actual like fitness workout?
Sure does. Yeah, no sports.
Cool. God, she's so good at everything. It's hard to pick.
You got to pick something. You got one chance. What are you throwing together? You control the reps. You control how long it is. You control what kind of movements.
Dang. Oh, we're going for a 15-minute row.
Ooh.
Row the shit out of that.
Yes. Okay. That's going on the list because I'm going to make sure that she knows.
So 15 minutes, just row as much as you can. Maybe not 15 minutes. Maybe 10.
Yeah, maybe 10.
Even that much, but I can go the distance on that. Val's short. She'll tire out eventually, I guess.
Well, cool, Micah. Is there anything else you want anyone to
Nope.
know? uh, thank you for hopping on with me. Give Keelan a big kiss for me. I miss him. Um,
He still loves
I'll talk
the
to you soon.
X.
I'll talk to you soon, Micah.
See ya.